it was my part of the family that was kind of like against him. I moved everything and put it in my car, and I moved it down to Marina. And I can remember my dad called me and he said, "Lon, where are you?" And I said, "I told you I was leaving. I wasn't joking." And then my dad said, "You know, your mom had a seizure." I was like, "Oh my God."
For real? What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, y'all. We actually about to hop straight into it because a lot of you guys been asking us to do a video on how it was meeting the parents for the first time. What was it like, my parents meeting her for the first time? What was it like for her parents meeting me for the first time? And I guess we can kind of like do like leading up to it, babe, like how it was leading up to them actually meeting us for the first time.
My part of the family is, you know, they didn't meet him until my daughter was born 10 years later.
Dang, that's great. It was like 10 years, huh?
About 10.
We literally was talking for like 10 years.
No, 11
It was
years.
10
11 years. Because even through my pregnancy, she didn't even meet you.
Until almost Ali was coming.
Until the day she was born. As soon as my water broke, I called my mom and I said, "Mom, my water broke." She goes, "I'm coming right now." She came and
we met right there.
We met right there.
But no, but there was times when, because like I would come to the house, right? Like because I was cool with like her brother, her sisters and stuff, and then we would have like parties.
Everybody was cool.
Like they would have like parties at the house when their parents weren't here, and I would actually come over to the house. And I remember a few times I was here, and then your parents ended up coming home, and I was there, and I left. I slept, but they seen me.
They didn't see you.
No, babe.
No, because you were so slick, babe. You like, as soon as they walked in the door, we're having a party and all. As soon as my parents walked into the garage door, because our living room is attached to the garage door, you didn't hear the garage open, but we saw the door open, and Stefan was like,
I would just dip out.
He was standing right there by the sliding door, and it was dark, and he just kind of like backed up and left, and I was like, "Where did you go after
but babe,
that?"
I'm talking about that one time. Remember, they came in. But it was too late to do anything. They just walked in the door, remember? And they both see me.
I don't know if they saw you or not, but you kind of slick.
They see me. You keep saying you don't know. They see me. Because remember, you were like, because when they went to the room, I ended up leaving. And then you said your dad came back outside where we were.
Yeah.
But I was already gone.
Yeah.
And he was like, he said something like, "Why did I leave?" or something.
Yeah.
So, but basically, I think like her dad was ready to meet me.
My dad was
before
ready
her
to
mom
meet.
was.
Yeah, my
like,
mom.
He wasn't tripping like that.
Yeah, my mom. She was just more like. It's a cultural thing. I think.
I know that's what it is.
It's probably a cultural thing because she doesn't speak Vietnamese. She does not speak any English at all, and she's
like, she's probably like, how can I communicate?
Like, how can I deal? You know, but in the very beginning too, like what made her really upset. What made her really, really upset was when we were first dating. I was always gone. I would never come home, or I would come home late. And then on top of that,
it was like 12 o'clock.
No,
you used to always be home. Like, I mean, maybe a few times you kind of stayed out later, but most of the time
4 o'clock, babe.
Listen. Babe. Most of the time when we would hang out, like 12 o'clock, she would be like, "I have to go."
Okay,
and she was hella grown.
I remember 3, 4.
You were hella grown. You
know my parents are hella strict too.
I get it, but I'm just saying. But you would leave like around 12 o'clock all the time. Maybe sometimes you stayed a little bit longer.
I think
and then you stayed the night of it a few times too, huh?
Yes. So, and we would always be in the car and, you know, stuff like that.
No,
we would always be in the car.
That's when I was staying with
yeah. We would always stay in the car.
What do you mean stay in the car?
Like, you know, we hang out in the car because we didn't want to be in the house.
That's when I lived with one of my friends. Yeah. I rented a room basically, and like, yeah.
So, you know, and then the fact that, you know, like meeting him into 2 years, the fact that 2 years into the relationship, I moved out. And that's when when we got our own place? That's when my mom, I took everything.
But it's crazy because remember before that they would have like your when we would be out, like her brother and sister, they would drive around.
They would drive around looking for me everywhere because they didn't know where I was at. They didn't know what was going on, and I would never show up. It was
they
just,
didn't know either. You didn't tell them like we were like dating.
I didn't tell anybody.
They probably knew.
No, I didn't
but
tell
this
anybody.
is before I even like really met them, huh?
Yeah, before.
That
This
was
is
before
like,
I even met her.
this is
sister and
within
brother.
like the 2 years that we're like kind of talking.
Yeah.
But you know that drew a, you know how my mom, she's super strict. If I'm not home, she's at the window looking for me, waiting for me. Every minute she's looking at the window, just checking to see if my car had drove up or anything like that. And then the fact that you know, moving out,
Yeah.
you know, like that gave her a shock because I decided to move out. I told my parents, I said, I'm moving out. They didn't believe me. I said, I'm moving out after 2 years of meeting you. I moved out, moved in with him, and my parents totally, like, I packed everything up. I had everything in the car. They weren't home, but, you know, I was doing everything while they weren't home because I just didn't want, like, that tension, you know. So I moved everything and put it in my car, and I moved it down to Marina. And I can remember my dad called me and he said, Lon, where are you? And I was like, why?
Because they seen your stuff going?
Yeah. And I said, I told you I was leaving. I wasn't joking. And I said, and then my dad said, you know, your mom had a seizure. I was like, oh my God.
For real? I mean,
the way he explained it was like she went into the room, she saw that my mom like kind of looked, and she was like, and she kind of fell to the floor. I think that's what she kind of like hated you. Sorry guys, I just had a moment. So basically what happened was, you know, my parents had resented him because they felt like, you know, he was taking me away from them. At the same time, you know, they just felt like, you know, everything just happened so sudden and just so quick that they couldn't absorb all that in all at once. That's the reason why my mom kind of like hated on you for that many years without even never meeting him. I mean, they've met face to face, but they never, like, you know.
But not her knowing that we were together and stuff like that. That's completely different, as opposed to just meeting like a coworker. So they thought at the time. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it never really like bothered me really that we didn't meet for like 10 years of us being together, because I kind of just like understood it. Like I know no matter what race you are, they probably would rather you date your own race. That's just like common. That's just like,
that's nature.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. But on the flip side to that, it was more so like if I was bringing my family into it, like when she met like my dad and like my grandma and like my brother and all that, they all really like liked her from like day one. So it was never really because it was different because it was like a culture kind of thing.
It's a cultural thing because my mom does not speak English at all.
Yeah, so
he's from America. It's different, you know.
So totally they were kind of more used to like interracial kind of dating in my family. So they basically they accepted her like right on, like they liked her, you know what I'm saying, and they got along with her like very easy. So it was nothing to even talk to you guys about on my side.
Not easy, but so.
It was easy, babe. It was nothing. Like
they gave me no difficult time, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Like I remember when I met your dad though for the first time, it was kind of like he was the same as he is now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like to be honest with y'all, like when I first met her dad, it was kind of the way that he was. It was kind of like we had been talking already. Like it was kind of like I had already known him for a while because he didn't
mind. He just was waiting.
It was when we got the car, huh?
Yeah, because we did have a car, but our car was. My dad wanted us to get a car that was actually like for a family car. You know, we had like a little Toyota Scion.
And we basically got dead in on the car because I didn't know too much about how it worked at the time. So I mean, we bought a car and like the APR was like so hella high. We just got a bad deal on the car, so her dad went over there.
My dad was angry.
And he went
with me.
Ended up getting some kind of. He let him trade the car in for a new car, but we had to stay with the same dealer, so we got like a better car. And then they brought the car back, and that's how I met him, because he was showing me the car to see if like I like how I thought about what I thought about the car. So that was the first time we met, and it was just like
It was just
It was
like
regular,
as
like,
if
meeting
they,
him, to be
as
honest
if
with you.
they've met for a long time, and because they hear about him all the time. I complain about it all the time.
Yeah, but
You know, as far as why can't he come into the house? Why this? Why that? It's just a lot in the middle, but we're just kind of cutting short straight to the reaction.
Yeah. So yeah, and then your mom.
It was the day
It was in the
when my
hospital.
water broke. No, and my water broke.
Yeah. And,
My
oh, it was
water
at the
broke.
house first.
It was at the day when my water
Wait,
broke.
wait, when she came to the house.
When she came to our house, when my water broke, she came to our apartment and told us to get into the car. And at that time, you came out, but you didn't want to come out. So my dad came in and was like, "Come on, it's okay. Come on, let's go." So you met my dad the first time when we went to get a car. But the night when I called my mom and said my water broke, she came.
So that was after the car?
Yes.
Oh,
We got the car first, and then
we did get
oh
the
my
car
god,
first.
his memory is terrible.
I forgot we did get the car first.
We got the car first, so my dad already had met him. So the day when I called my mom and I said, "Mom, my water broke. What do I do?" She goes, "Okay, get in the shower." I got in the shower and everything, and then my mom and my dad drove over, and Stefan was also in the shower too. But I got out the shower first, and he was still in the shower, so I was getting myself ready and everything. And then my dad comes in. My mom's still in the car, but my dad comes in, sits in the living room, waiting for us to get ready to go. And then he comes out and says, "Oh, Mom, your mom's out there." And I was like, "Yeah, babe, it's okay. Come on, she came. It's okay. If she came, it's okay." So then my dad said, "It's okay. Just come out. You know, she's here. Just come out. Meet her for the first time." So then my dad and him walked out together, and my mom opened a door, and they both came and shook each other's hand.